Hey guys, we are back. Chill Tech is here. The podcast on schedule. How about that, guys?
First time.
What? Amazing, right? So we're here to talk about a few things: Spectre, Intel, Flamethrowers, all that good stuff. As usual, I'm Christian, your lovely host this evening, and we also have Javon with us. How's it going, Javon?
Hello.
What? What's this? Deep Morgan Freeman thing.
Step away from the mic.
Hello.
How's it going, kid?
What up, everybody? What's going on?
It's a good week. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through making the trek. I'll say one thing. I think I'm getting old. So our office went bowling Monday night. After that, everyone was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "I'm not sore. I'm fine. I'm good." Tuesday morning felt good. Sat down all day. Got up to leave work, and I was like,
you got that latent oldness.
Yeah, I've been sore ever since. So I've been sore and tired and going to bed early. It's been a problem. So yeah. I don't even know. Do not get old, guys like me.
Don't do it.
Everyone just stop time right now.
I'll be 35 on Saturday, so I'm
happy birthday, Christian.
I'll be reaching peak. So it's all downhill.
Everybody should just go ahead and give us a thumbs up for Christian's birthday.
A happy birthday thumbs up.
Woo!
Yeah. Yep. Shout them out in the comments too. Just blow up the comments. Blow them up.
All right, guys. So, just real quick to catch up with you guys. I want to see kind of what games y'all been playing because there's a lot of new stuff out here. A lot of things going on. So we'll start with you, Jovan. What you been up to?
What have I been playing? I've been playing not many games, honestly, lately. But I have been playing a game or two when I have the time, which is hardly ever. So the first game that I've been playing, which is probably the most I'm playing right now, Pocket Camp.
Wait, that's that Nintendo free-to-play business?
That's a Switch.
Yeah, and that premium title. Although I've been doing very well with the freemium side, but
is it on the Switch? What system is that?
So this is for iOS, Android, and I think that's it. Tablet and phone. It's what's the game based off again? Animal Crossing. So
that game.
It's like Animal Crossing. So if you play that on on the cube or whatever, it's a very familiar type of game. I don't know, something about the music, man, the character. There's something about the way Nintendo does games. It just
the game's trash.
Gets you in it. I don't know what it is, man. That's fun. I'm playing that on mobile. And the cool thing about it, you can play for a little bit. You don't have to play it for a lot. I'm playing for 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Okay, I was expecting to hear you say 3 hours a day.
That's the thing. You don't have to play it much. You just kind of it's like maintenance or whatever. Because everyone needs more maintenance in life. And then my console game, it's been Dragon Ball Z Fighters. I played it for a total of 4 hours, maybe. Since it released last week, and I'm not done playing it. It's at a time to play it, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, those like finishing moves are like serious, like watching the anime. It's pretty sweet.
The graphics are amazing.
Yeah,
I just want to say that the graphics are amazing.
All right, man. How about you, Kian? Playing anything, or you just all business?
Definitely not. I only played one game, and that game was Call of Duty. I generally do that every year, just play Call of Duty whenever new Call of Duty is out. So I have been playing Call of Duty World War II. The game came out, November, and I think I have 7 days worth of game time on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I put serious time into Call of Duty. And yeah, I don't really play too many games on my mobile devices unless they're pick up and play. They're puzzle games like Sudoku or the little Tetris ball game, things like that. So, but yeah, mainly I just play Call of Duty on PS4. Get at me if anybody wants to get headshotted. I will shoot you guys in the face. But other than that, that's it.
Sounds like I
throw a bonus in there. I've been playing a little bit of Hearthstone still. That's my only game that I always go back to. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, me too. Actually, I actually hit rank 10 the first time this season. Finally got there. So. Now I can relax until tomorrow when I got to start all over again with that grind. But
I know
it's good times. Good times. Pirate, not pirate. My aggro paladin has just been. It was just killing it. It was just again. It's not mine. Nerfs. I mean, I went in and got I net deck whatever. I don't got time for that. But it's fun. Winning is always fun. That's the point. It's not fun if you lose. So I've been doing that. Also been playing a game called Battle Chasers. Night War, based off of a comic. It's kind of basically like a old school JRPG kind of a game. Turn-based fighting, little squad. You pick your 3 out of your 7 people and go to dungeons and get stuff, equip, fight some more. It's a good time. Story is, as most of these stories are, it's not the greatest, but it's good times, passes the time. I've probably got 30 hours in so far. I don't know how that happened. I think it's mostly over Christmas, but that's what I've been doing. It's a good time. So it's relaxing, no stress, not being, shot at or
you're not living, Kristen.
Run down in Heroes or whatever. So
if you're not being shot at, you're not living. That's what I always say.
Right. Well, guys, we came here to talk about some tech stuff, not only gaming. And on top of our docket is this whole issue with Spectre, Meltdown, and this craziness with this vulnerability is going down. I'll say this. I found a really good site at Tech Republic that they did kind of a whole Spectre Meltdown cheat sheet. It's got all kinds of info, all kind of links to other articles in depth about what's going on. So, we'll have that in link below. But to start off with, Javon, what are Spectre and Meltdown? Like, what's going on?
Okay, so pretty much before we get all super technical and lose all of our novice readers and listeners here, I'm gonna try my best, guys. Okay, to say it in a very layman's terms way. Okay, I'm gonna try my best. So
let's hear it.
Let's go. Pretty much, Spectre. This is a architectural vulnerability. This is something that dealt with the kernel of Intel processors.
You've already lost me.
All right. So essentially, the majority of hardware that we use today, x86, okay, these architectures, we're talking about Qualcomm processors. We're talking about your laptop, your phone, your tablet, your gaming device, your graphics card. Most of these particular CPUs and GPUs are made with very specific kernels and architecture in mind. These two in particular are essentially caused by Intel architectural framework that attacks from a kernel side. That means
is it just Intel, or like if I have AMD or I have?
It does affect everybody, but this is a proprietary. When I'm talking about the chip, we're talking about the architecture, what makes the chip. All right. So pretty much what this does is bypass any antivirus system, any firewall, anything essentially that you would use to protect your machine. This is a huge vulnerability that can do all this stuff. Hackers can get all your information and control your PC and do all these crazy things, right? But essentially, no one has done that. So I want to get that out the way for people start, going crazy.
That we know of.
Right? This is
looking at you, CIA, NSA.
Right. With all we know so far, right, is that this is a vulnerability, and we known this for quite a while, right?
A few months.
We're talking about it now is because there's been a lot of mess in relations to the Spectre Meltdown. So like I said, just kind of getting you to understanding what it is. Just know it's a huge vulnerability that affects essentially everything that we use in terms of electronics.
Yeah, and from what I've been reading, so Spectre is the more widespread.
Yes.
Meltdown is more towards
the Intel processors.
Intel.
Right.
So there's a few others, but it's more Intel. But Spectre is pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
The way I understood it was again, you were saying, it's kind of like the processors, in order to speed up the calculation, right? Back in the day, so a long time ago, right? They figured to speed it up. Let's say that the processor could potentially have 2 different answers, right? It'll try and guess which one, and if it's right by guessing, then it saved that time. If not, then it's a little bit slower. And apparently, it's pretty good at guessing. We had all these speed improvements. When you take that away, they found that a lot of the fix for Spectre was slowing down people's machines. I heard anywhere between 5 and 30%, depending. And we think about that also, though, that affects these big AWS servers in the cloud. If you're charged by CPU cycle and you're using 5% more CPU cycles, that's it's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Yeah, yep, it is not cheap at all. From from enterprise architectural standpoint,
For sure.
this is a mess. This is a nightmare for companies.
And the other scary part of that is, as you mentioned, this is down at the CPU, architecture level, which means, let's say you have 8 companies on a virtual server. Again, people who don't understand, it's one computer, but it's separate virtual computers that are basically siloed and separate altogether. But it's still one physical CPU. Well, Spectre can kind of bypass that because it's looking at the cache on the CPU. So you could potentially have multiple companies on one server, and one of those, if they were malicious, could potentially get information from a whole different company on the same physical machine. So could have been scary stuff. It seems like it's been fixed. So Javon, as far as the fixes, how's that's been going, and how can we kind of protect ourselves from this Spectre and melting down our whole computer?
Okay, so the number one thing to fix this is just simply update any version of any OS that you currently have. iOS, essentially, you want to be on iOS is a 11, which is
11.25. 11.25.
And if you're on OS X, you want to, if you're on Sierra, essentially,
High Sierra.
It's a lot of companies have moved over in the enterprise get the High Sierra, because all the bugs in that's a whole other set of mess. We need another podcast.
High Sierra is perfect. I don't know what he's going to talk about. Apple is perfection.
He's a disclaimer. He works for Apple. Listen, okay. Just know that's a whole other mess. But essentially, the latest version of every modern operating system that you're currently using, you want to make sure you update. If it's Android, do your security patches. If it's your computers, with his Windows, Linux, everything. Everyone is patching this from huge enterprise corporation levels. Your graphics card and update everything. So essentially, just get up to date, and you should be okay.
All right.
If you don't know how to update your stuff, people, just call the manufacturers. They will let you know, because sometimes, and I've dealt with this through my job, there may be more than one update. There may be, there may be like different steps to an update. So if you don't know, if you're not entirely sure, you can definitely call whoever, Apple, Microsoft, Lenovo, whoever you're trying to update with. You can definitely call them to help you out.
Right.
Now, also, a big thing is an understanding is Windows users who use antivirus systems do understand this is a kernel upgrade. So for some people, this will affect essentially how your computer boots up. Whether you're allowed to do it, the update, because the antivirus system, some antivirus systems don't allow kernel updates.
Speaking of antivirus, you only need one, people, if at all. Apple people, we don't really need them.
I actually just use the Windows default. Like, I actually stopped using any third party altogether.
Don't download all of them. That's not how it works.
It's sad to say these days, but essentially, if you're using Windows, just turn on your Windows Defender, and you wouldn't be very well protected. Same thing.
Don't click on random crap.
Yeah, make sure you have all of your. If you're a Mac user, essentially, it's like Windows Defender is already on by default.
Yeah, just stay updated.
Yeah, up to date. Make sure your definitions come in, and you guys will be fine.
Yeah. What's funny about the updates is that I saw that at one point Intel had released like a firmware update, and then they're like, oh no, actually wait, don't install it because I'm like, what? You told us to do this. And I said, no, wait, because see what happened. Well, from what I'm reading is, again, the public has known about this for a couple months, right? Intel knew before.
Yeah.
Right. At least about a year ago. Intel. Right, and so they've been working on this, but they weren't ready to release whatever they had so soon. So they had to rush and push it out. Although much of it took them a year, but anyway, they had to rush it out. They weren't ready. OEMs weren't ready. OSs weren't ready. Nobody was ready for this. So everybody's crisscrossing, trying to patch everyone else's patches, and it's just been a mighty fun time.
I will tell you this. I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. Google did it the best in terms of getting that patch update, because although it was at a kernel level, they were able to silo, and also AMD did it very well too. I'm gonna point that out. So kudos is due. So those Android phones everyone talks about so much, well protected right now. And let me say this disclaimer: if you're using a phone that gets, security patch, God, I forgot about fragmentation. Never mind. I took that back.
Are you saying my Android 5.0?
If you are getting security patches of the latest, January,
I have this ZTE running 5.1 Lollipop.
Yeah, you should be stoned for buying it. Right. So that's that.
Yeah, but I will say one other thing about this whole thing is that this is, any vulnerabilities that have been found for this, it's mainly for, targeted attacks. Yeah. Like if you're a target, then this is used to kind of, be spear phishing and get you specifically. This is not something that can be used to just get specific information, right? It's almost like a wiretap that someone's putting on you specifically to see what they can find.
Right. You can't just data mine off of this thing.
No, exactly. It's just it has to actually be in the storage at the exact moment. Then you see what it is, and you keep kind of checking. So again, unless you're a celebrity and someone's after you, or you're Bill Gates, you're probably okay. But still be safe. Still be safe. All right. So last question. If I happen to go out and buy a new processor today or a new computer today, does that protect me against the Spectre thing, or is that not quite ready for that?
Whenever a lot of people got to realize, whenever you buy something, remember back in the old days when you used to buy phones, the first thing you would do is charge it. Now, whenever you buy computers or phones or whatever, the first thing you should do is update them. Just make sure after you put it in your computer, you turn on your computer, whatever you do, update it. Make sure it's running the newest stuff. Make sure it's running the best stuff that it can. Look around and I can't tell you not to buy old stuff because people are going to do that because it saves money. But just make sure you keep your stuff updated. That's like the main thing. Main thing with all of this is if you stay updated, you're pretty much going to be okay. Because while this is a vulnerability, it's not something that a lot of people have fallen victim to. This is more so people have realized that, oh, snap, I left the back door open. Somebody could have gotten to my house, even though nobody has. We just, as long as you lock your doors, as long as you update your systems, you'll be good.
Makes sense.
See, my answer is it's simple, but then the nerd in me really comes out when I see this because it's like, you think about this. Buying a new like in terms of Spectre and Meltdown specifically, yes, you go, would buying a new processor help? Yeah, you can buy an AMD processor. You can get a processor from from whoever. I mean, think about if Apple or Google gets into the processing business, does this help with Spectre? Yeah.
Buy an X-Winos.
Right? But the biggest thing is that most CPU technology, Qualcomm, all those guys, a lot of it's licensed. You know what I'm saying? Like they may build a processor, but at the end of the day, a lot of the technologies, all these different algorithms, a lot of these different, essentially computational things that make a processor, right? These things, a lot of them are licensed and are used across a plethora of different, processor hardware, graphic card chips and all those other things. So, I mean, like Creon said, essentially the best thing to do is to buy latest, greatest, and up to date. But if you're an Intel user, I don't say you stop buying Intel because of this particular vulnerability. Because what happens next month when AMD gets a vulnerability? You know what I'm saying? Like what are we going to do? I mean, right now the Vega architecture is so new, right? There might not be something coming up today, but next year you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So is there any processor I can buy right now that is resistant to these vulnerabilities? I think the answer is no.
Right? Yeah, I mean, essentially no.
It doesn't exist yet.
No. I mean, not any new one. Like you can buy some old stuff that wouldn't be affected.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's super old stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think but at that. Not just old, it's about how, like I said, how these computers process information, right?
Like for example, the Raspberry Pi, like that's not affected by this because it's not using these techniques that leave it open to these vulnerabilities.
But at that same time, it's like, when you're using a processor that doesn't allow you to, get additional processing boost and speeds, then
it's slower.
What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? Like, and most processors, like I said, down to the modern smartphone, is able to take advantage of this computational power, being able to guess essentially what the answer is going to be in the algorithm before you do something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, unless
that's why you always buy Apple, you guys.
Oh yeah, right. Because you're not getting your update fast.
And Apple uses what? Intel.
Right? We already fixed our update.
Wah, wah, wah. So, all right, guys. So on to Intel. You know, I've been hearing for a while now. I would say probably the past 6 months to a year, kind of some doom and gloom on the horizon regarding Intel specifically, because we know when everybody made the jump to mobile, Intel didn't make it. They really missed the boat on that one.
Yeah, 3 phones did not turn out to be
right.
good.
And pretty soon we'll be moved on to cars and AI and stuff. And I don't see a lot happening with Intel on that front, but other companies seem to be doing a lot. I mean, even NVIDIA. I have 2 articles here just about enterprise and in the cloud. ARM chips are coming through. I mean, how you feel about this, guys?
ARM chips.
I mean, I think this is huge for Intel because their bread and butter is to make processors and sell their licensing. But the thing about Intel is that not everyone uses traditional x86 computers anymore. No one is sitting down with the future isn't PCs, right? Right? The future isn't Mac OS and Windows. So from a company building chips, you have to make these gambles and these bets. And like you said earlier, the Asus phones, like, first of all, their partnership was just really bad to begin with, right? Let's keep it 100, right? Like, they couldn't get the modem deal done, so Qualcomm squashing them in this modem deal. So essentially, even if you put an Intel processor in a phone, you're not getting LTE, right? That's kind of important. So they messed up there. That was a pretty big mess up. And then when it comes down to the flagship devices that use Intel products, let's talk about those products. Let's talk about the Asus Zenfone 2. Let's talk about the Nexus player, right? Let's talk about these products that people are continuously talking about the performance, right? And that's kind of a big deal. And then we're talking about the other things that they're gambling on. Like they tried and they're trying to get into car tech, but they're losing to NVIDIA. Like you're losing to a graphics card company and smart AI computing. You mentioned already, they're losing into the data centers. They're losing the ARM chips because unfortunately Intel processors are just not great stackable chips. You know what I mean? Like they make great workstation performance,
right,
and everything else, but when it comes to these servers and it comes to these cloud computing, like you have a lot of
they suck a lot of power. That's why they don't work in phones.
They're very resource intensive, and although they're great chips, like I said, we're not saying that they're not good chips. It's just Google, what they're doing in their investments in these TPU layers. And then you have these other this guy, the lace clean. Just the layering, and having stackable chips nowadays for data computers and centers, it allows these cloud computers to do so much more at so much less. And the overhead is huge. We always talk about, a lot of us are in architecture, we're in IT architecture, we're in infrastructure, we're a lot of us are engineers and we're architects are trying to figure out to better the enterprise world. What are we always talking about? Lowering the overhead, right? Reducing performance gains, increasing performance gains by using less power. That's not really Intel's game.
And to that point, listen to this. So the article I'm looking at right now, Qualcomm's claiming that at a list price of about $2,000, they have a 48 core setup that's 4 times better performance per dollar, and 45% better performance per watt than Intel Skylake processor, right? So, it's basically like Intel may have more cores in their one chip, but you can just buy all these single cores and stack them together of ARM, and then save money, and it's not as hot, and that's not much power. I don't know. They're in a really tough position right now because, like I said, we're also talking about not just this. We're talking about drones. Remember, CES. We were talking about CES last week. Yeah,
a lot of these drones are coming with Intel chips, but we're also hearing about Qualcomm and other partners putting more stuff into these drones. Imagine a drone running on LTE. You know what I'm saying? Like this stuff, it doesn't seem like a big deal now until 20 years later to you realize, wait, Windows computers now come with Qualcomm processors. Like I know we were going to talk about it in this podcast, but essentially we are expecting this year to see Windows Ultrabooks and Ultra Portables no longer with Intel processors in them, but Qualcomm processors. And we're talking about very good performance, like Chromebook level smoothness. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So we see Intel seems to be, well, there's at least a chink in the armor as far as enterprise and the cloud is concerned, especially the cloud, right? Yeah. We look at, I'm looking at this other article that Samsung is producing a chip specifically for cryptocurrency mining.
Yep.
Which is a huge thing going forward. Blockchain and all this, like this is going to be a huge thing. Yeah. And now we have Samsung stepping into this arena
because they're not in everything else already. So
Samsung is already the world's biggest chip manufacturer. That does include memory, but even so, I mean they've got the production up and running to mass produce this stuff.
And then we haven't even mentioned essentially consumer grade hardware. Like we mentioned very briefly AMD and what they're doing on the architectural side. Not just
Ryzen's doing well from what I hear.
Yeah, they're doing very well. Ryzen is essentially. I mean, like if I wasn't so invested currently into Intel processing for certain features and virtual machines, I would give Ryzen a chance because performance per dollar, you really can't go better. You cannot go better right now than AMD when it comes to performance per dollar, because even at their highest end, with very equivalent performance to like the i9s and stuff, you're spending significantly less money. So
especially if you're multi-threading.
Yeah. And we mentioned also, well, we haven't mentioned yet, but kind of getting into like what the future of AI is going. Intel processors aren't really designed to run AI computex right now. There's not much offload neural engine stuff going on with Intel.
And who's doing that?
That we know of currently, right?
NVIDIA is on that boat. They're pushing hard to really be like the brains of AI, especially for self-driving cars. Yeah. They think that their GPUs are much more efficient. And again, they've had to be efficient, right? I mean, we've been using these things to do all kinds of crazy, 3D calculations for years, and they just keep getting more energy efficient, faster.
What is the world's best-selling game console right now?
The Switch.
The Switch. And what does the Switch run on?
Gross Nintendo stuff.
The NVIDIA X1 processor, the same processor that's inside of the Google Pixel C.
And it's inside of the car.
And inside of the cars. But that's I always talk about the NVIDIA X1 processor. That has literally been one of my favorite chips because performance to energy proficiency, to being able to support high resolution displays, and it does so much so well. Performance has been butter. How long has the C been out? The Pixel C been out?
At least 2 years, right?
2 years.
2 years.
Came out with the Pixel.
Man, I'm telling you right now. I have had great. I still use this tablet. I have an iPad Pro and I have 2 iPad Pros. All right. I still pick up my Pixel C because the battery life is fantastic. All right. What can
over an iPad?
Let me say something right now. I use an iPad Pro.
I need some tests.
I use an iPad Pro.
I need some battery life tests.
I will show you some battery life tests.
Show me the benchmarks. If it doesn't have benchmarks, I don't believe it.
All right. I get significantly better battery life on my Pixel C than I do on my 10.5-inch iPad Pro.
That's weird.
I don't know if it's because of display technology, being the 120 hertz or not, but here's the biggest thing. When was the last time you could say that about any Nexus, tablets, right? The 9, the 7, you know what I mean, like the 10. I don't know if it's the big battery, the big battery, the 9,000 mAh battery, but at the end of the day, it's been able to hold up well over time. The background processes run well. These are things that doesn't seem like a big idea to the average person buying this. The fact that no one really bought many Pixel C's, it's hard to really get a gauge on this. But essentially, you have to understand this from a IT perspective and from an enthusiast perspective. I'm looking at NVIDIA right now as the top dog. You know, when I look at NVIDIA for gaming, they're the top dog. Yeah, Vega's good and all that stuff, but look at what they're doing. Look at the threading. Look at the the CUDA cores and all that stuff. Like the technology is so advanced. They're killing it, man. NVIDIA's killing the game. They're the reason why Intel's in trouble. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, so I guess to wrap it up on the Intel thing, looking forward, do we see any place where Intel we think offers has something to actually offer, right? Other than the name Intel, right? Other than like
in the comments is talking about the new or the recent i9 chips that Intel put out.
Yeah, we talked about that for a second. It's good. But you can get that high-end Ryzen for a lot less and get that same kind of output performance.
Yeah, like what does Intel give you besides like brand partnerships with like OEMs and stuff, and like potentially trying to lowball on price?
They're really good in the virtual, in space, especially when it comes to these virtual cores and how they allocate memory per performance, and they like getting these threadings in these cores. Intel's really good at that, but the problem is not that they're really good, it's that AMD is becoming really good at it too, for a lot less money. So essentially, if I'm getting very close to it, like it's just like it's like an employee, essentially, right? if an employee can let's say an employee closes 20 tickets a day, right? And you pay that employee $50,000, but you're getting someone that closes 15 tickets a day, but you're paying him $30,000. You're getting very close performance for a lot less, right? At that point, it becomes kind of hard to justify that. Is he really doing $15,000 more work? You know what I'm saying? like that's kind of where you're at with Intel and AMD, just in that. What Intel can get. Yes, Intel is great. It does do a lot. We're not going to knock Intel and say that they don't make great, processors. Their hardware is magnificent. They do some things very well, but those things aren't the future. Let's keep that 100. And at the same time, what makes them the hot commodity is their partners, right? Apple, Intel's all on the Apple stuff. What if they stop? What if Apple stops using Intel processor? What if Apple goes, hey,
A9,
they make their own?
You know what I'm saying? The A12 is the next MacBook. I'm just saying, like, think about that. Then what?
Yeah. Any last words, Ken?
I just want to say that the little fraction that Devon used with the 50,000 to 35, the 50,000 to 20 tickets to the 35 to 15 tickets, that's actually pretty close. And money versus tickets done. I mean, I just want to let you know that. But other than that,
my bad.
Everything else has been spot on. I don't really like. You guys know me. I'm a huge tech guy. I don't really dive into the chips that much. They don't really affect me, except for the part where I generally choose Intel over AMD, just because I don't game. And as far as I've known, AMD is more for the gaming, the hardcore stuff, which I don't necessarily do. So I don't really have too much of an opinion here, besides still repeating myself when I'm telling everybody to update your stuff and buy Apple. That's pretty much all I got to say.
All right. So are you guys planning to buy this Boring Company Flamethrower? Did you guys see this?
Sold out, isn't it? Is it not sold out?
I wanted one. They
sold 15,000 of these jokers.
Yep.
I can talk about this all day though.
What is this guy doing? Like, why is he selling a flamethrower?
Basically, the king and everybody's leader in California, Elon Musk, who you guys should know from Tesla, PayPal,
right?
Other stuff.
Iron Man,
Luther Corp,
everything. Everything.
Less Corp, right?
He one day when he was sitting in traffic, he was like, "Man, traffic's going super slow. This is LA traffic. I hate it. I wish I could just dig a tunnel and then arrive at my house." oh snap, why don't I do that? So he's creating a company now that is going to dig tunnels in super populated areas so that way we can start mitigating traffic. And the best thing about this is you can just keep digging tunnels layer over layer. And so effectively, it doesn't really have, this is infinite. You can just do this until, you hit the core of the earth. But he jokingly, everybody thought it was joking when he said he was going to call it the Boring Company, which was going to start this. It wasn't a joke. I created the company called the Boring Company. You can buy t-shirts, beanies, all this other stuff. He actually put out flamethrowers that you can buy. I think it's like $5,000 or something. You're paying a lot. 500
for pre-order. Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Right
apparently you can pre-order the flamethrowers for 500. Now you guys may be like, "Oh man, that's probably illegal." It's actually not, because the flamethrower doesn't shoot the flame past 10 feet, according to like the NRA or FDA or whoever. As long as it's under 10 feet, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
But it's still a flamethrower. So, eventually something's going to come out where somebody used a flamethrower from the Boring Company to do something stupid. I don't know why anybody doesn't think that's going to happen. But,
it's going to happen.
You can pre-order you a flamethrower and walk around on the street with it if you want to.
So, Javon, did you pre-order this already?
I tried.
You were too late?
Did you really try?
Yes.
This guy.
All I can say about this is that this is, I think, brilliant marketing, because we're all talking about the Boring Company and the flamethrower, and he's
did you watch there's a little clip on Twitter when he was pointing it at somebody and then
ran towards him?
Yeah, what the hell was that about? That's what threw me off. I was just like,
first of all, it's Elon Musk. Like I said, he was sitting in traffic when he said, "Oh man, I wish I could just build a tunnel. Oh wait, let me just do that." And company made. This is this guy. This is this guy who's flying to Mars because Earth is just getting super popular. Like this is this guy.
Yeah, they shouldn't give them N-words money, right? Isn't that what they said in Mexico?
Right. But here's the other impressive part is that this website is actually it's funny. Like if you go read the stuff on here,
yeah.
It's a funny website. Like for example, they sell a fire extinguisher for $30. The caption says, "Buy an overpriced Boring Company fire extinguisher. You can definitely buy one for less elsewhere, but this one comes with a cool sticker and the button is conveniently right above."
Yep.
It's like it's a joke, but it's real. Like they're really selling these things.
But it's marketing. Marketing is a genius.
Amazing.
That's what
perfect.
Not even like Devon was just saying, a lot of people don't want just this is a flamethrower that shoots less than 10 feet so you can walk around. They want sarcasm or edginess or something. They want you're still telling facts, but all he's saying is true.
First of all, let's talk about the design of the flamethrower. I would never use it just for anything.
You're not gonna use it with some s'mores? That's what
I'm for. It's just so cool to look at. It looks like something out of a video game. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point. It's like I said, first of all, let me not act like I'm not hating. All right. I want to be Elon Musk. I
all your harebrained ideas come to life.
Chill Tech to be on this level. The end of the day is that, a lot of the things that they do are always going to be super crazy marketing things when you have that much money. Is the flamethrower practical? No. You know what I mean? There's no reason to buy it, right? But at the end of the day, like you said, we're all talking about it. This is the best marketing. You not only did you just market something, you market someone to buy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if they made $0 on this, they still went even on the marketing. You see what I'm saying? That's amazing to me. That is so cool. I just want them to succeed in everything that they do.
Yep.
And hopefully they don't cause any tremors. Digging in California, because that just seems like a great idea. All right.
And just to let you guys know, along with buying a flamethrower, you can buy a fire extinguisher just in case you buy the flamethrower.
That should be bundled. My personal opinion should be bundled together, but
it's $30 extra. But
yes.
Why not? All right, guys. Well, enough flamethrowers. Now, how about some extras here at the end here? Now, have you guys been reading the hype about Black Panther?
I deserve every bit of it.
No. Well, yes and no.
I'm so excited. Here's the thing. I have a subscription to Movie Pass, and I'm the sucker that hasn't used it yet, right? It's been 2 months, maybe 3 months, right? It's where
to watch 0 movies.
Right, exactly. Which they're counting on. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go watch this as many times as I can get to the theater to do it. One, because I want to see it. Two, I want to support it. I want to make sure this movie makes as much doggone money as.
But you're not paying extra the more times you watch it.
No, but they're getting the money. I'm not paying extra. But they get paid every time I go.
True.
Every time.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited. I can't.
This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be
one of the biggest things about it for me, because I've seen the trailers and I'm low key excited about it. It's Black Panther. It's cool. He's a cool dude. And anyways, the main thing for me is Kendrick just dropped the track list for the album. That's what I'm excited about.
I didn't see that.
A lot of heavy hitters on there. He dropped it on Twitter. Kendrick's on there. A lot of low-key rap people that a lot of people might not know. A lot of high-key rap people that a lot of people might know. But I am super excited for February 9th or February 3rd, one of those weeks to listen to the music. So yeah.
I'm about to go off on a black tangent here because
here we go.
I have no idea, man, but I've been feeling my brothers lately. All right, so I sat down, I watched Marshall about Thurman Marshall. All right, this was on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Never seen it.
Then I watched Roman Israel J. Esquire.
I want to see that, but haven't seen it.
All right, great movie. All right, I rewatched Detroit again.
Haven't seen it.
I watched Training Day after that.
Man, this guy can't go to work for like 3 weeks. He's got to decompress.
Right? And then I watched a indie film on Netflix called Davion.
Definitely
very good. Definitely recommend that. So, plus I've been watching all this Black Lightning, which has been very spot on. I still want to get shout out. I
haven't seen episode 3, but the show's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good for a CW show. Let's put that out there.
I like it more because it's on CW and it's not like rah I'm the Flash, rah Legends of Tomorrow. It's oh, this is real life.
Yeah, exactly. They did a really good job.
Gritty. I like gritty.
On point. The acting's on point. The villains are on point. Very good job.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm starting to believe you guys because when I saw the trailer for that show, I was like, "This is some mess. I'm not watching this."
That's how I'm telling you. He reads the comments and he refuses to watch the show.
Really are
going with a blank mind.
Yeah, I'm going to.
My expectations were here. And they literally, I was like, man, this was good. Like, that's really how I felt after the first episode. It didn't take long, too. It was like 5 minutes in. I was like, yeah, I'm with it. Like, it's really.
And it's like I said, it's more like Arrow, how Arrow used to be.
Yeah, rather than
how Arrow used to be. Well, he was like.
Without the flashbacks, the stupid
killing
flashbacks.
people and stuff.
So don't think of like light and funny like the Flash. Think of like more.
For sure.
It's pretty.
It's definitely
pretty.
You have found this city.
Now,
no like corny shit like that,
No, real shit, like it's really, really good. Now, Black Panther is a whole nother beast. I'm not the biggest Marvel fan, but I enjoy the movies, right? This movie, from the marketing point, this is going to be another Deadpool success. This is going to be huge. And the reason why I'm telling this is going to be huge,
it's already sold out.
And besides the fact that it's already sold out, when was the last time we see all of us Black people come together for something besides President Obama? You see what I'm saying? Like this is we're talking about like we don't even vote coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm about to go catch like son, I'm about to stop in this movie theater. You ain't never spent money in a movie theater in your entire life. But you want to go in there.
This guy.
Wow.
All your homies.
All the stereotypes, bro.
I can stereotype.
Just because that's who you hang out with, Joe.
I pay for my movies.
I
pay for the snacks, but geez, I pay for the movies.
I'll be chilling with like Garney people and stuff. Like
every Black person in the entire world, all the jigaboos, all the coons, everybody through Black people. I'm gonna keep it 100. Everybody's come out to see this. There's nothing about the movie
I haven't
doesn't
bought a ticket yet, so I don't know who everybody is.
Yeah, I haven't bought mine yet either. Now I'm scared. I'm I got a problem
because y'all never gonna see it. Y'all never gonna see. Y'all can see it from June.
I'm gonna go to like some like Howard County place. I can't see it in Baltimore because it's gonna be packed. But I'll go somewhere. You
remember what your millionaire said? Back in 2003.
I guarantee you, I don't remember what he said.
I'll tell you right now, right? He said, most rappers are making albums that white kids are anticipating. All right. This is a movie that's going to be seen by everyone. Everyone. This movie will be the hottest thing ever. And listen, I want to put this on record here. You heard it first live from Javon LeBlanc on Chill Tech, all right? Black Panther will do better than Avengers Infinity War.
Oh yeah, for sure. No
Period.
doubt.
Period.
Probably. Yeah, I can see that.
No doubt. I think it's going to be the highest grossing MCU movie for a bit.
I think it might be the highest grossing movie in the United States. On the United States for a bit.
Yeah, it's going to kill it. I'm excited. Man. Well, folks, I think we exhausted our time.
Wait, I thought we had some other stuff.
We did, but we hit our time. We hit a good stride. We talked about Black Panther, and I feel good. I think
nobody cares about Monster Hunter.
I had it in there, but whatever.
Just saying, nobody cares about it. It's cool.
Monster Hunter can wait. The Switch can wait, even though Switch has already outsold Wii U.
Doesn't matter
in 10 months. So
who's really playing Nintendo stuff?
Look, I'm about to if I can sell these Pokemon cards.
I'm getting me a Switch. I'm telling you right now.
Let's come over to Sony, guys. That's the real thing.
Oh my god, please.
Man.
PSP.
He's a PSP.
PS4 for life.
Need it for life.
Yep.
I tell you right, they messed up, man. Sony messed up bad on that one.
Nope. We're cutting it here.
Honestly, I would have re-released PSP. Wouldn't you? Like, if you were an executive of Sony right now, I'm like, yo, re-release the PSP. Rebrand
out there.
Drop it right now.
It won't do as well.
It had something. It will do something right now.
No.
Yeah, it's all about the families. So okay, keep it PG, and you can sell who knows how much.
Sick of game.
$0 PG.
All right, guys. Well, it's been fun tonight. Hey, we covered our stuff and we did it in time, and we actually, stayed on course. I you know what? I think 3 people is plenty. I think we're able to keep it corralled together. We had a good group tonight, and I feel good, guys.
Christina, I know you're watching. Christian just said he doesn't want you on here anymore.
I said 3 people, so that means some of my guys got to be kicked off next time. So
say it again.
See what happens. Wait, Commodore 64. What is Garney talking about? Look,
we ain't talking about Commodore.
Wow, this is going back too far for me. I can't.
Sony or bust.
I'm only 35, so I can't go back to Commodore 64. That's too much.
Sony or bust.
But thanks for the history lesson, Garney. I appreciate that. That was awesome. That was a good time. All right, folks. Well, Javon, tell us what's going on with Chill Tech. What's new? What's going down? What can we expect in the coming weeks and months?
All right. So pretty much right now, in case you guys haven't noticed, there are new people on the team. The team is actually expanding. So right now we are getting big. We don't want to grow too much too soon. But if anyone's interested right now into becoming a writer for Chill Tech, email us at chilltechstudio@gmail.com. And I
will be your overlord, so watch out.
Make your application article submission to be directed towards Keon. All right, now, and Christina. Now, when it comes to promo stuff, what's going on this website? Chill Tech Studio is back live. It was down last week for a little while, so people that were trying to get on there.
Oh, it's back?
We're back up live.
Word.
And the biggest things are the redone section for the reviews, and we kind of aggregated a lot of the blogs and new stuff into a new news column. Keon been working really hard on the website. We're working on some more things, so you'll be seeing some more stuff right now happening very really soon from the website front. Podcasts are for the audio version of the podcast is coming soon. We promise it is coming very soon. So look out for it on your favorite, podcasting apps. You'll be able to catch this on the go and download it offline. And we're also working on a few big things. We just dropped the Razer video review, and on Saturday there'll be a JBL Google Assistant home speaker review. So there are reviews coming every week, and we'll also have the Swag Tech series coming out very shortly as well, and as well as more series in relation.
Sounds good. Lots going on. All right. So Javon, where can people find you online? Where do you hang out?
You guys can find me on Instagram. My account is private, so I'll have to vet you first. But it's Javon52 on Instagram, and on Twitter it is Javon52, which I'm not private. So come follow me on Twitter.
Sweet. All right. How about you, Ken? Where are you hanging out online?
What I get my 2 cents in about new stuff and everything.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
Anyways, as Javon was saying, The website is back up. Everybody go jump on that. Go comment on your favorite stories. Talk about stuff. Just let us know how everything is. The website will be continuously updated, changed, and worked on. We have not hit a final design yet, but be on the lookout. Changes may be small for now, just so I don't overwhelm anybody, but still be on the lookout. Me and, as Javon or Christian said, Christina is working. We're working on that. If you do want to join the team as a writer or anything dealing with the website, definitely email us. Either I or Christina will get back to you. There is room for movement, but right now we're just looking for people to help with the site. If you do that, just send an about me, send an article or two of your just anything that you want to talk about, and we will get in contact with you. I don't know what just happened. All right, cool. I'm back. Anyways, yeah. So if you want to find me, I am on Twitter and Instagram mainly under the same username, Chaoser, KHAOSZR. I would have put my lower third on, but something's going on here and I can't do that.
Google Hangouts. That's what's going on here.
Oh well.
The Google.
Yeah, they're not letting me do that at all. But yeah, so just find me on there. Apply to the site if you want to. Talk to us anywhere because we're cool peoples. And Sony for life. That's it.
So Apple for life. Make up your mind.
Right.
Buy Apple, but Sony for life.
Well, if you want to find me, I think I'm getting old because I don't really social media much anymore. But I do hang around on Battle.net, so I am Quicksilver. Was it $12.99? If you happen to be on Steam, I think I'm Quicksilver X83. So hit me up on there. We can maybe play sometime. Beyond that, if you want to talk to me, really, just hit us up on Chill Tech somewhere. The Twitter, the Facebook, the email. And be like, yo, Christian, I got a question, or hey, when are you gonna cut your hair and shave? Whatever it is, and I'll respond. And it's all good. It's all good. We are here for you. We are here for you.
You can text him at his personal number.
Well, if you email, I might give it to you, depending. I'll also send pics. I gotta vet it with the wife first, and then see what happens.
Ooh, late night chill.
I'm just saying, but must be approved first. So make sure you send pictures. All right. Well, folks, it's been a good time. I had fun, and I think it's all for tonight. So this is Chill Tech, and we'll see y'all next time. Later. Thumbnail pick.